Hi, I'm Tyler Yanga, and everything since I was very young, I've always been fascinated by insects. And when I was 7 years old, a few years ago, I started creating insect collections of them. So this was, I forget what year, it was like a few years ago. And some of the highlights of this one are this. I don't have it in the collection because it was a giant hickory horned devil caterpillar, like the biggest caterpillar in the US and Canada, and it was pretty big. And I released it in the hopes that it would eventually turn into its moth that it would turn into. And so some of the other highlights of this collection are like this Dobson fly, which is a gigantic insect thing, as you can see, that can, but
where do you usually find Dobson flies?
You usually find them near streams, around streams, sometimes ponds, but they're rare around ponds. And I have other insects like this, a 10-lined June beetle, which are from like other states like Washington State, out on the West Coast and everything.
Great.
So now for the other collection, which was 1 year later. So this one was another big highlight collection, which it has this really beautiful monarch, of course. This beautiful fritillary, which is a type of butterfly with very pretty orange wings. This giant swallowtail, which is a type of butterfly that is also very beautiful. A mole cricket, which I have never found one ever again. They're very cool because they're crickets that can dig underground and everything. And
you can really see those the forelegs there that are modified for digging.
And I have two very cool green beetles, this one and this one. This one is a 6-spotted tiger beetle. They are extremely fast and very hard to catch. So, and this one I found around my house, surprisingly. It's called like a fiery searcher beetle. And it has, like, it's beautiful with like a blue and gold thorax, which is the middle part, a black head, and a really bright green and shiny green abdomen lined with pink.
Neat. Why don't you show us your next one?
Okay, this is my most recent and most impressive one. This is like my one that I'm most proud of too. So I have all these different things. I have another Dobson fly, this one a little bit smaller. I have like...
Why don't you point out some of the ones?
I have like a giant water bug, which those can really bite you, so I had to be careful catching one of those. I have a cicada killer, which could have a nasty sting. It's down there.
Oh, what do cicada killers do?
They kill. They kill and lay their eggs in cicadas, which is there's one right there, a smaller species than usually found, and.
Oh, those are some beautiful moths that you have.
Oh yeah, it was very hard to catch. Actually, I had help catching these 3 moths. This one is a polyphemus moth. They're very big and beautiful. And this one is a Luna moth, which my grandmother found actually and kept it for me. And then this one is an imperial moth, which my dad found, who's taking the video right now. And as I said earlier, I caught these things in many places. This one is one from California. And I have lots of other ones from all over, like, a lot of places. And I have, like, this big stag beetle, which I found night lighting, which is when you hang up a sheet outside and project a UV light on it, and some moths come flying in.
Oh, I seem to recognize this one over here. Can you tell us about that one?
It's a spotted lanternfly, and since those have actually been coming in for quite a while, at least from a few years ago, because I think my oldest collection even has one. So I know that they've been here actually for, of course, a couple years. And some more highlights from this one. I have this grasshopper, which doesn't look that much like a grasshopper. That's because I splayed out its wings, and because I've seen them before and they're such beautiful wings. So I decided to put them out. I have pond insects even, a dragonfly, a water scorpion, the giant water bug that I said earlier, something called a back swimmer, which swims around on its back, and I have a big diving beetle that really dives under and swims around a lot, and are very fast swimmers. And I have this thing, which is called a horntail or a wood wasp, and they look like they could really sting, but they can't sting. So I found it just walking around in the grass one day.
All right, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite group of insects?
Ooh, I don't know. The beetles, Coleoptera, which is an order, are really cool because there are just so many of them. I think there are like 50,000 species or something like that of them. And as you can see, I have a bunch of them because they go from here down and all in there.
All right, and what do you want to be when you grow up?
Basically a zoologist or an entomologist. So either somebody who studies animals or studies insects.
All right, well, thank you very much for sharing your collection today, Tyler.
Okay, bye.